Yes, and we're looking for precisely those moments. The cyclicity of geology. We saw these layers appearing in layers and layers again and again in the same cycle, same order, the same order of different types of rock. This was only a revelation to us in the late 1700s when four geologists got together, like Hutton, in Siccar Point in Scotland. They went together at the beach and saw a rock formation that they know is very old and is crushed and melted, woven together into such a configuration. They were shocked. They were shocked to realize how old the Earth is. They were originally of a Christian mindset of only 6,000 years old, and yet right in front of their eyes are millions of years. And then they'll later find it was billions of years, about 1940 with radioactive technology. So these cycles were heavily influenced by Darwin's best friend, Charles Lyell, who was, some say he was a Shivaist. He certainly named many parts of geology that were vital. He went against the Christian idea of such a short time to say that there were many millions of years involved. Just we can easily see in the cliffs that it takes millions of years just for rocks to be created and then to be placed over millions of years. So trying to set when these cycles occur, these pralayas, unfortunately the pralayas are relatively quick, and whatever evidence is there is hugely squashed into a tiny space. So imagine if we have 1,000 meters of mountain during a pralaya, and then, as we know scripturally, all the water is taken away. It's completely desiccated so that there's no life. When things desiccate, it shrinks. And when we have either a deluge afterwards or before it, many processes, we have electric, possibly electric storms, magnetic. We know we have a great deposition of thousands of more meters and tectonics. The rock is being pushed down, squashed again. So that 1,000 meters of mountain is going to be squashed down to 100 meters or eroded away, and there's only 10 meters left. When we're getting to the pralaya cycles, then it's going to be even worse. It's so eroded, so squashed, that it's going to be even 1 centimeter or 1 millimeter left, just totally obliterated as a molecule, and that molecule gets sent underground into lava, into magma, the deep process of the Earth. That's why it's so rare to find parts of the old tectonics, like Gondwanaland and the lands that were before it. They're in a continuous process. It's like breathing in and out. They go down into the center of the Earth, and very few float and still exist as they are now. So we do, in geology, build a chronostratigraphic column. Chrono is time, strata is layer, graphic is drawing. So we draw layers of time that we see which rocks around the world correlate with each other. So what we do see is some kind of pralaya, not the end of Brahma's life, but that can coincide if it correlates with the changeover of a Manu. So the changeover of the Manus is what we see. If we start from now and going backwards, the current Manu Vaivashvata, that is 120 million years ago. He changed over from the sixth Manu, Chakshusha. And that was scriptured to be a great deluge where Matsya was or was not involved, because there's a debate whether Matsya was at the beginning before Svayambhuva, and some don't believe that Matsya can appear twice, both in Svayambhuva and just before the seventh Manu, or some believe it can, or whether it was just a mini pralaya due to curses, just to show the current seventh Manu. So each 307, approximately 307 million years is the reign of each Manu. So we take that 120 million year point, the start of the seventh Manu, and then we can backtrack 120 plus 307, So then that's 427 million years ago. That's the beginning of the fifth Manu. And then we can do it again, another 307 million years. So simple mathematics, and it pinpoints the same geological stratigraphy each time there's a changeover of the Manu. So something is happening. We see a change in the fossils, the rocks, the crystals, either one or the above, in various geological ways. It could be mud, it could be the sandstone, it could be the hard granite. But the further and further back we go, the more compressed it is, the more erosion, the more harder it is to find evidence. But we do see a geological boundary, a big change. What we are looking for is out of animals. We're looking for mass extinctions. And there are various rules of what defines a distinction, and the rules are changing, but basically today we have 7 mass extinctions. Yeah, you're told 6, but by their own rules it would be 7. And then if there was another scientist who found there were 16 going by the same rules, 16 partitions of eradication of life going by the same rules. So they are still to set their rules. They're maddeningly and trying to find cyclicity in mini pralayas. But everything that they're trying to correlate with all the different cycles, obliquity, modulations of the sea level rise and sink, whether volcanoes have a cyclicity and environment. Nature is so all over the place, so chaotic that there's not many cycles like precession. Not many cycles merge into each other. But in a greater detail than the 307 million years cycles, that's the changes of the Manus, we do see a contraction and expansion of the plate tectonics of the Earth, like a heartbeat. Gondwanaland, for example. These are the plates coming together and then expanding out as they are now. So our continents are spaced out, 7 continents spaced out, but then they will come together again every 300 million years, scientists say. And they just don't know that it's the same as 307 million years, to be more precise, with the change of Manu. In more detail than the 300 million years, there are boundaries of change in a more precise way. These are certain geological boundaries within those 300 million years.
Not the individual Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Satya Yuga, but those 4 put together, the Maha Yuga, or aka the Chatur Yuga, of 4.32 million years each. They are geologically defined.
Any look at the stratigraphic record, there is a few disturbances, like I found Narasimha with what appeared at the same time as Varaha, and there was a spike in particularly the Earth's temperature. It's a very small window of opportunity to see any change in that graph. I have, just before starting this talk, I've sent to the history channel of this server 3 videos showing one, the past 100 million years of Bharat, its tectonic situation, where it was placed in the southern hemisphere within Gondwanaland, and as it took off, separated from Madagascar, and then crashed into the Asian plate to the north to create the Himalayas about 50 million years ago.